Wish TV is proud to honor teachers in Central Indiana.
She is an inspiration to all of us.
He's always smiling.
Who go above and beyond.
He's done so many things for so many people.
He's inspirational.
Making a difference.
He's always taught me to believe in myself and never get down on myself.
Everybody's biggest cheerleader.
And deserving of recognition for their outstanding efforts in education.
I love the people that I work with. And to know that I've made an impact on somebody's life, it is truly a great honor.
It's an honor. I love what I do, and the kids are the ones who make it work. I'm like just so taken aback because I love them so much. The fact that, you know, they love me just as much just means a lot. Sorry, you're going to have to cut that part out.
And you are our winner.
Oh, thank you so much.
From Wish TV and the All Indiana Podcast Network, this is the Golden Apple Awards podcast, sponsored by Bailey & Wood Mortgage Lender.
Hey, I'm Brenna Donnelly from Wish TV with your Golden Apple special episode this month. We had such a good surprise that we just had to call up our winning teacher and have a one-on-one conversation with him, Mr. D, Mr. Dalton from Nora Elementary, to find out how on earth he pulls off these fantastic YouTube videos for his gym students and what's next for him.
Hi, I'm Bailey of Bailey Wood Mortgage Lender. Our founder and my dad, Mike Wood, understands the importance of family, which is why with our fast turn times, you can focus on your family and enjoying your new home. Bailey Wood has donated over $500,000 to local charities, schools, and our hometown heroes. When you use Bailey Wood, you're partnering with a local family and business that cares about your community.
Welcome to the Golden Apple Podcast. We have a special episode for you this month because, well, we had a really special surprise. If you missed it, we honored Mr. Marcus Dalton, PE teacher at Nora Elementary in Washington Township. He was nominated by a family friend, and at first I thought, okay, wait a minute, how is a PE teacher doing virtual learning? Then I found out the reason for the nomination was because he's pulling it off so well. A few clicks into his YouTube channel and I was hooked. So he's got kind of a Mr. Rogers delivery with a Gene Simmons enthusiasm and a swag of, well, he's got his own swag. You'll see what I mean here. He's on the phone with me now. Marcus Dalton, welcome to the podcast.
Hey, everybody. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm glad you joined me for this.
Awesome.
We didn't scare you away with our surprise, so that's good news.
Yes, awesome. I was definitely shocked, speechless. It was great.
How was the surprise for you and the few minutes afterwards, after we finally left you alone to yourself? What was it like for you?
It was very overwhelming because, like I said, I had no clue. I thought we were walking outside to help carry in presents for some of our needy families during Christmas. So I just walked out and I heard the clapping, and then you approached, and I was happy, I was excited, I was nervous because you had the camera and the mic, but I was just overwhelmed with joy, absolute joy.
Well, you looked fantastic. We had 2 cameras on you in case you didn't miss the other one there too, following you around. I think it turned into a good surprise. What I'd love to hear from you, though, since I have you on the podcast, obviously we know you're a great PE teacher, but I want to hear a little more about you. Tell me about yourself other than the fact that you teach PE.
Okay. Obviously, I'm a high energy guy. I love music. I love sports, and I am high energy, and I love to be out with people and talking, but when I'm home or when I'm away from school, I love to kind of relax and read books. I do yoga. I like to hang out with my dogs. We'll go on hikes. I just adopted my white dog, Petey, there. He only has 3 legs. We just adopted him not too long ago. But I try to do anything outside. I love to skateboard. Love to read. Like I said, I read probably a book a week. Everything.
Great.
I try to load up my library in my home. So that's awesome. But I love to just kind of relax when I'm away from work. I think that I use that time to recharge and stuff.
Good.
But anything outside, hiking, and that's probably my number one, hiking, skateboarding, and I coach basketball as well. I used to love to play basketball, but over the years I've torn my ACL and stuff, so I can't do that as much. But yeah, I just love to be active, be around people, hang out with my dogs, read books.
Well, and you'd
take
think
care of
you were
myself,
like
stay balanced, you know?
watching your videos, you'd think you had some experience making videos too, that you spent some time curled up with a computer doing that. Did you have any video experience before you started your YouTube channel for class?
I absolutely did not. It was, when I found out we were going virtual and stuff, yeah, I mean, I instantly was like, how can I do this? How can I make it work for my students? And on top of just virtual and PE, I had to battle the whole, a lot of my students and families, you know, they don't have the means or the opportunity to have like equipment. So, you know, I can't just do anything I want because I would have to take into account, well, I bet my kids don't have a basketball laying around. Or so I kind of did research and I looked onto things where, hey, you know, jump roping is a crucial skill, and that's something, you know, I could write a grant for, and and I wrote a grant, I got all these jump ropes, and then I hand-delivered them to all of my students because I wanted to make sure. So as we were, like, planning to kind of go in that transition stage, I used that time to go, and I was delivering stuff, like, daily, like 20, 30 things, just to make sure the kids had the ability to do my lessons, you know?
And for those who haven't seen your videos, you always start with so much energy. You know, you're jumping on camera in a mascot costume, or you're showing off your dog, Petey. Is that always how you've done it from the beginning, or did you watch your first take and go, ooh, I need to do this different?
I actually, you know, over the time and when I was at Ball State, I learned as a teacher, you know, or even when you learn young, when you're writing a story or something, or, you know, you're a news anchor, you need that thing at the beginning that grabs their attention.
Right.
It says, whoa, what's going on? Or, hey, this is cool, or sparks their interest a little bit, you know? So just like if we are in the building, when we come to school, I greet them all at the door. I'll do a handshake with them, fist bump, what's up, good morning, how are you doing?
Yeah.
That beginning thing is like that hook, you know, and it brings them in that. So I just was like, hey, I have to get them to pay attention and, you know, to invest in this. So that part's on me, and that's where it comes as being a teacher, you know. You put on a show, you act, you deliver it for your students to engage them. And, yeah, I mean, I just kind of it was just kind of play and not what would work, what wouldn't work, and things like that. But I had no experience. I kind of just jumped in. It was fun, though. It was kind of a journey.
Well, it helps you engage with your students, too, and create like a relationship with them. Because a lot of the teachers I've interviewed about virtual learning have said it's hard to get one-on-one when you're sitting in a Zoom class. But you've, you know, really been able to do that by, you know, making the kids laugh at home, making them feel special. But then you also, and I mentioned this in the story that we did about you, you also have like called some of your students and reached out to them outside of these YouTube videos. Tell me about that.
Absolutely. There are many of my families and students that, a lot of our students and families, they live very close to our school and apartment buildings and things. And, I always try to keep tabs. I'm actually, when I leave here, when I get off the phone, I'm stopping at a student's house, and there's 3 girls that I've had since they've been in kindergarten, and I'm dropping off a little Christmas bag for them today, actually. But I always the relationships that I've built with my families and our kids have kind of just like, they last a lifetime. I mean, and it's so cool to see that I see them grow up and just progress from when they're in kindergarten. And I always make sure that I've always taken the time out, like on the weekends, you know, if I have kids that are playing football games around me or basketball games, give me your schedule, send me your schedule. I'll stop by. And again, it's like I said when you guys surprised me, those little times, like saying the kids' names and remembering their names, you know, they remember that. They say, oh, Mr. Dalton knows my name, you know, that's awesome. That's cool. He cares. And, you know, we're just having lunch with them every once in a while. Or, like I said, not calling all the time to say bad things or, you know, ask a question. Just call and say, hey, I was just calling to check up, see what was going on. When your kids see that and they feel that, they understand, hey, he's not just a teacher, you know. He truly cares about me and loves me and wants me to do good. And when you get the kids to understand that and believe in that, then the rest takes care of itself. I have them messaging me, can we have a Zoom, Mr. Dalton? I miss you. When are we going to Zoom? And it's because, like I said, they know that I'm just not teaching them. I truly do have a passion for this. I feel like I was put here on this earth to do this,
Right.
and I truly love all of them. So it was like literally, it was a dream come true, and I've been in tears multiple times with your story and the surprise, and just seeing the impact that I'm making and hearing the kids talk. It's literally, it melts my heart.
Well, that's what we love to do because, some teachers say, well, I don't know that I'm making a difference, but I'm trying. Or I don't know that my methods are working, but I think they are. And you've got some evidence of kids saying, hey, we want to talk to you more. Hey, we think you're great. Validation. Yes. But we at Wish TV, we just think teachers need more validation. So we do our best to interview kids, sit them down in a chair, put their hands on their lap and say, tell me why you like your teacher. And they have the most amazing things to say. And then I just love that moment when we get to show the teachers what their kids really think about them. Great.
Absolutely, because it is easy, especially in this difficult time with where we're going in person, virtual, and just with everything going on, there's so many unknowns and stuff, and you don't know. Sometimes you hope that you're making that impact or what you're doing is working, but it's really, really great every once in a while when you get to actually see that and you get to hear the impact you are making, because like I said, it literally was just breathtaking, and just it put me in awe. And it just makes me, further cements in my mind that I'm doing the right thing. And it's great to get recognition sometimes. I don't like all the attention, but I will say it's awesome to see that, because I just hope that more kids can see those videos and more families look at them. And I don't care if I'm a YouTube star. I don't care if anybody knows my name, but if more people can just see that and they laugh and they have some fun that day, or they, move a little bit with their son, daughter, or kid or whatever, then I'm happy. So
Well, we've tried our best to share your channel, too. Yeah, we want your channel. You have a GoFundMe for student PE equipment and video editing. We've shared that, too, because we'd love folks to see all of what you're doing.
My subscribers have went up. My views have went up.
Good.
And I love it. That's what I mean. I just want, I want other people to enjoy my videos and use them, and I hope that it brings some laughs and, entertainment and fun to them, especially during this difficult and rough time right now.
So what's next for you? You're looking at making some more videos. I mean, school marches on, virtual or non-virtual. What's your plan?
Absolutely. So, yes, I'm actually starting to look into what I'm going to be doing, because our school board met today, and there's, with the whole COVID guidelines in Marion County and things, there's a lot of up in the air. I am very, I'm very positive kind of on the outlook. I'm hoping that we'll be back in the building not too long after Christmas, which, again, with COVID guidelines and stuff, but though it's awesome to be in person with the kids. I get to see them every day, and I just miss them, and I'm about to start kind of researching and going in to plan what I'm going to do, whether it be virtual or in person. I'm going to start looking into this, and I think I'm going to start, working on more, looking at more audio stuff. I might mess around with my iMovie and editing a little bit more too and stuff, and just kind of play with it. But, I know that this is a fluid situation. We have to be flexible, so I'm not counting any of my chickens before they're hatched. I'm just making sure that I'm researching, I'm staying up to date on, what other people are doing, and I'm excited to get back to school, though. I'm excited for break, but I'm more excited to see our kids, and I hope that we can be back in the building with them.
I like the thought of socially distant dodgeball, spread kids out and do some games like that.
Happening.
There's options.
Exactly. I have plenty. Oh, yeah. Tons and tons of things. And, with my GoFundMe and stuff, with some of the money that I've raised, I've been able to buy sanitization like sprays, so when we do utilize certain equipment, when that class leaves, I can sanitize it, spray it. So it's a little bit more kind of extra work logically thinking, the logistics. How am I going to do this with this equipment and this group and this kids? But it's fun. It makes every single day different, and I love that. That's what I live for. That's life.
Well, you got the brain for it. Congratulations again on winning the award. Thanks for chatting with me today, and best of luck as you roll right along.
Yes, and real quick while I'm on here, sorry,
Yeah.
but I do just want to say go Ball State Cardinals today in
Chirp,
the MAC
chirp.
championship. And
You're
thank
right.
you so much, Brenna and Wish TV. I appreciate everything. I'm just, shocked still. Thank you so much.
Of course. Keep doing good.
Hi, I'm Bailey of Bailey & Wood Mortgage Lender. Our founder and my dad, Mike Wood, understands the importance of family, which is why with our fast turn times, you can focus on your family and enjoying your new home. Bailey & Wood has donated over $500,000 to local charities, schools, and our hometown heroes. When you use Bailey & Wood, you're partnering with a local family-run business that cares about your community.
To all my friends listening, you can catch Mr. Dalton's full surprise in this month's regular podcast and on wishtv.com. We're also taking nominations right now for January's Golden Apple winner. Just go to wishtv.com/Golden Apple. Have a great December.
The Wish TV Golden Apple Awards podcast, sponsored by Bailey & Wood Mortgage Lender. Nominate a teacher and learn more at wishtv.com now. Be sure to follow and subscribe to this podcast and discover even more great podcasts now on the All Indiana Podcast Network at allindianapodcastnetwork.com.